So, someone want to tell me the history? You said they're West rivals. Has Frank ever beaten Crovy? Oh, go back and forth. Okay, cool. Seems like Crovy a lot of the times will be better than somebody, but because he plays people like pretty often, like they'll start to like do better than they actually should, based just like on his playstyle. Like you get kind of used to his recoveries, used to his decision making. Not to knock him or anything like that, but that's why like I kind of compare him a little bit to like LD in that sense. Even though he definitely adjusts more than LD, I would say. Everyone does have habits, but some habits are, you know, some people are more freeform. Or some people will have a habit and then you hit them twice because of that habit, they might, instantly change that habit for the remainder of the set. And then other people have habits that, they think are the optimal thing, even though, it makes you a little bit more predictable. So even if it's optimal, it might not be the best for winning the set in that particular time. It's kind of like, I know people hate when I mention Melee, but I watch a lot of it, so I can like pick up on like certain things. It's kind of like if you watch Wizzy and Melee back like, maybe like 5 years ago. He used to do a lot of really optimal shit, but then once he finally started mixing up, things that were less predictable, that's when he started really, taking on the guys ahead of him. Can't just rely on your reaction time all of the time. I mean, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. I'm not trying to knock Crovy or anything. I'm just saying. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I know, closing. I like to make sure I'm clear because sometimes people will take things out of context and I don't want anyone's feelings to be hurt or anything like that. I never mean things in a malicious way, but sometimes the way that I speak is like very straightforward. So people, in the past have taken it personal or otherwise, so I just like to clear it up. I also don't like the whole, like, I don't know, you guys have probably heard somebody say, like, oh, I'm not an asshole, I'm just, like, really blunt. Like, I hate that, like, whole, like, trope, which, like, you can say things in a nice way. You don't need to be so brutal about it. I like watching when both players are mixing it up. That's why I feel top level sets are exciting. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely more mix-ups the higher you go up. Oh, fucking great downer there. Run across. Crovy loves doing that. He'll run across all the way to the side. You're such a New Yorker. Why do you say that? I think the whole New York thing's overstated. I wasn't even like raised in New York. I just live here. I mean, my family's from New York, but at this point, not even really. Like, I'm pretty sure Isaiah deciding to hold forward on Karaba wasn't a game plan. He just applied relentless pressure as a snap decision. I don't know. I think Isaiah's Pika sometimes just plays like that. And I remember when I watched him lose. Actually, he hadn't even lost yet. He was playing Kirby versus Karaba, and I was just telling people, like, I don't think this is gonna work. I think he'd actually do better with Pika just because of like his playstyle. Even though Isaiah can definitely camp, and he has in the past. I don't think his top platform playstyle with Kirby was gonna work versus Karaba, who can control that space so well. It might work for someone like Wizzy, but not Karabi. So when he went Pika, I honestly just assumed he was gonna go like balls out and pressure that way. So whether or not it was like intentional that he played that way or not, I just think it's obvious if he was gonna switch to Pika, he's gonna play a little bit more aggressive. Because if you're gonna play defensive, then you know, you might as well just stay on Kirby. Pika gives you access to those tools. Would you say Wizzy has mixed it up more over the years, similar to Melee, like you were saying? I don't know about 64 for Wizzy, only because 64 is way more linear. A lot of times you can get your punishes like without mixing things up, right? So it'd have to be based more on his neutral, and we don't get to see Wizzy versus top guys a lot, so I can't really analyze his mix-up game in neutral, because he kind of just destroys everyone below him. Not destroys, but he'll win like pretty handily majority of the games. So it's really hard to see that constant mix-up game from Wizzy. Doesn't really go to other Smash 64 tournaments other than SmashCon, you know. I wish Wizzy did play. That wasn't three wins, right? Okay, I wanted to make sure I got the score right. Yeah, I would like to see Wizzy play more online. You know, he did play a good amount before SmashCon, so I felt kind of sad for him when he didn't get top 3. I thought he had the potential to win that tournament, and then he got knocked out at like 5th. No, 7th. I don't remember. He was either 5th or 7th. I think he might have tied with me for 7th. But his 7th was a lot better than mine. He lost to like Wario and Karaba. Did lose to Robert though in pools. Did beat Kiro, lost to Robert. That pool was just a little bit insane because you had like Antoine who beat Robert, and then you had Kiro who went game 5 with E-Pad. I think he went game 5 with Robert in pools too, but you know, in top 8 he 3-0'd him pretty handily. And then they also had like Finio and like one other killer in that pool. I don't remember. That pool was just insane. I got pretty favorable matchups in my pool. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I was like happy that I did well, it felt like it was kind of what was supposed to happen rather than like something I should be really like proud about. But I'm proud of my mentality more than anything. Who was in your pool? I had Karaba. Karaba was the first seed in my pool. Dogs was the second seed. I was the third. And then I think after that came in Frey, maybe for fourth seed. I'm unsure how the pools drop down from D2 or come up from D2, but after that was Frey, Quapples, Waxy, MHJ, and Reefy Beefy. Oh, and D-Moles. And I only lost to Karaba. I only dropped games to Crovy, actually. I didn't drop a single game in my pool outside of that. I did go Falcon against Crovy, and I won game 1, and then he 3-stocked me game 2. And then every game after that was last stock, but he 3-1'd me. My D1 pool, I got fortunate, but I also had a much better mentality. I was watching your set versus KJ3. That shit was nice. I remember thinking you were going to win that set when he stayed Falcon game 5. I was like, KD as my boy, I was like hoping he would go Pika. But I understand like Falcon that's his bread and butter. If you're not going to go Falcon versus Pika, then you might as well just drop the character, and like if you're going to have that kind of fear. So I respect it. And they're kind of waiting after every game. Does Crovy like play other characters? I know he picks up Pika for friendlies, but is he actually contemplating like some kind of counter pick? Or are they just taking their time here? No, Karaba's DI is not good at all. Especially for the level that he's at. It was very easy to kill him with Falcon. Didn't DI up really, which is like what makes it hard to kill Yoshi as Falcon. I was getting him with early down air kills over and over. He can play everyone, but only Falcon and Tourney. I mean, it's one thing to play, you know, a character in friendlies, but playing him in a tournament is a whole different thing, you know? Even if you, like, feel competent in friendlies, it's just different. Especially versus somebody who's a similar skill level to you. Whenever Dark Horse uploads those VODs, I'd watch it. I'm talking about my sets weren't streamed, unfortunately. The stream setup, they only had like, what, like 2 streams? I don't know, they didn't have a lot, or recording setups this year at SmashCon, so a lot of the sets were not recorded. And even if they were, like, the TVs for the stream setups, a lot of the times are too big for me, so I prefer playing off stream. But there was no real interesting sets in my pool, like, for me at least. I think, honestly, like, outside of Karaba, the person who brought me closest was, like, MHJ. I did better versus the higher seeds. Like, I did better versus Dogs and Frey than I did versus MHJ and Reefy. It was, like, kind of odd. Like, I was getting brought down to, like, 2 last stock and, like, 2 stocks by MHJ and Reefy. But then I think I, like, 3-stocked Dogs and Frey in one of our matches. And I said versus Waxy, he actually brought me down to 1 stock one of the games, but the other game I fucked him pretty bad. It's a shame that we didn't have the recording setup. So I mean, typically I don't care, but for the people who get like really good upsets and shit, like Waxy beating dogs, I wish that was recorded. I don't know if it was. Might have been. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know what now though? Like I'm way more comfortable on console because I am playing full screen, but even still, the big TVs, I can't do it. I'm like, this shit is just. I'm very picky about TVs now. Before I used to have like shame and I wouldn't like tell people let's leave to another TV, but I found that just doing that is just at my detriment, so I'm not doing it anymore. Like me and dogs played our set like in some fucking corner with nobody watching. Oh, this is down to the wire. See if Crovy can make this comeback. Hey, this is kind of hard, bro. It's Falcon. You can't get hit by an up tilt. You can't get hit by a fucking up air. Oh, losing space here. Frank closing in on him. I like the retreat. Crovy's really good at. I was gonna say Frank. Damn, and he gets back thrown. Frank with the 3-2.